Look guys, if you're a baseball or softball player and you want to have the best season yet, you want to reach your full potential, maybe you want to play college ball one day or even pro ball, I'm here to share a huge breakthrough that I had as an athlete, and I want to make sure that you can have the best opportunity as well to reach your end destination, reach your end goal. Real quick, for me, I was training as hard as I could. I'd get in the cage, do as many reps as I could hitting, and then I'd go to the gym and do as many workouts as I could to get faster and stronger. And I was doing these things, but I was kind of in this pull over here where I was doing what everyone else was doing. And I didn't have anything to really separate myself. Didn't mean I didn't work hard, I just didn't have the best system or blueprint to really separate and elevate myself as a player. And I believe that that's what most people lack right now today, a system and a blueprint to follow to really move the needle for them to reach their end goal. And here's another huge myth. It's not about having this coach or that coach. It's not about doing this drill or that drill. And it's honestly not about how hard you work. I know that sounds crazy, but there's a lot of people that work hard. It's about working hard and also following something that gets you there. Let me give you an example. My junior year of high school, I was doing really well. I was a good player, had a college scholarship already lined up, and I was training as hard as I possibly could train. My end result of that year as a junior, I batted 400, which was great. I made my all-section team in my area, and I couldn't complain. There wasn't anything going wrong, but there was still one little piece missing. My end goal was to get drafted. You know, I was happy about the college scholarship, but my absolute end goal was to get drafted. And I knew that if I did the same thing my junior year in the off season into my senior year, it was probably not going to happen. So I committed to a whole new approach of still doing the things that worked, but also adding to the equation of things that I know I still needed to tap more into. And I'm talking about mindset. I'm talking about video analysis, nutrition, having a better off-season game plan to follow, of really working on the things that are going to make a difference for me for next season. I'm going to share this with you in a second, but first I want to tell you a really quick story. My junior year, I was ranked nowhere on perfect game. Not that that really matters. But again, I know I wasn't in a position to have the best chance to get drafted, which was my goal. And after I followed the new blueprint that I had laid out my senior season, the end results of that were that I took my batting average from 400 to 583. I went from being just all section to the WPIAL Player of the Year, which was the Player of the Year award for my area. I went from being barely ranked on perfect game, which again, I don't think was that big of a deal, but I was then ranked the 4th player in the state in perfect game. But the biggest piece of evidence that trumps all of that is that in June of 2011, I was drafted in the 3rd round straight out of high school by the Arizona Diamondbacks. And when that happened, it was awesome, but it was also like an epiphany for me where I realized what I had just done my senior year was totally different than my junior year, and the results of it were even tenfold that. And I still worked just as hard, I just did it a little differently. Because again, we're all stuck in this pool of doing what everyone's doing. And so I've learned in life that if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're going to get the same results that everyone else is getting. So you got to do something to separate yourself. So today I'm going to share with you exactly what that was and how I've put it into a system that now you can follow step by step. So I'm just going to show you this real fast. It's called the Bianco Blueprint from Prospect to Pro. On the left side, we have all the categories. I have 10 pillars here, and these are the 10 pillars that are going to really evolve yourself as a player. Hitting, fielding, and throwing are the first 3. The next are speed training and strength training. Next is college recruiting guidance, and so this is essential for players when you're getting to that high school age and you're starting to look at how to go about that process. I have video analysis where I break down the swing and help you learn the mechanics more. I have a section on nutrition and how an athlete should eat for more results. And then the 10th one is the off-season program where we take all of these things and we put it into a system to follow in a really easy way to do for any age. I'll touch on real quickly my strength and speed training session. I have it for both younger and older players. We go over the strength training. I have just bodyweight exercises for 12 and under, and I have plenty of things you need to do to improve your strength in your core, your legs, whole body. I also have baseball-specific drills for players of all ages to improve rotational power, which is super essential in throwing the ball harder and hitting the ball harder. Another thing I've done is I've made a game out of this whole thing. So when you go through your off-season program, you can actually track this. I call it the Bianco Blueprint game. I have a whole video explaining how to play, how to track your progress, and you're going to compare yourself to 7 other characters, going from an average player all the way up to a Hall of Famer. And so if you can take some of your video game hours and shift it off into your real hours of improving yourself as a player on the field, now we're getting somewhere. Lastly, these are 2 bonus things for me. Number 1, I have a course on how to live life as a faith-driven athlete. And then number 2, I have how you properly evaluate yourself post-game, which is a crucial tool to use throughout your season. Look, there's a lot of programs out there that offer different things. Some of them are a little bit gimmicky. This is an all-in-one system where you don't need to go to different places. Everything you need to do for your training is in the system. You can do this on your own at home. You can take this with you on the field, and you can use this to complement what you're doing if you do have an instructor that you work with on a weekly basis. It doesn't contradict that. It gives you more to do on your own. Perfect example is you might go and get 1 lesson a week, but 1 lesson a week for a half hour is not enough to get you to where you want to be. Everybody knows that. But when you lack the system to follow, what ends up happening is you don't do it. There is an app for this as well, so you download the app. You can pull up all of these videos no matter where you're at directly from your phone. It's a live course, so it's not a one and done thing. I constantly update this as we go to make it better and better. And again, it's everything I did that really moved the needle for me to get drafted, but it's also everything that I didn't do after learning more and more after being a coach for the last decade that I've also added into the system as well. So that's the system, guys. And the bottom line is this. There were so many things that I did as a player, and there was a lot of things that worked well, and there was a lot of things that didn't really do me any good. And so everything in here, after all my experience, the best things are in here, I can promise you that. And so if you want to be the best player you can be, and if that's important to you, if playing baseball as far as you can play it is important to you, I'm telling you, the things in here were the things that really got me drafted at the end of the day. And it wasn't just doing 1 thing or 2 things, it was doing all 10 and committing to them long term. So that's the biggest thing. I want to give you that. I want to give you the right things. Secondly, the cost of this is $69 a month. And so it's way more value than you're getting now, probably from what your training session is, and for a fraction of the cost. And not that what you're doing now is bad, but again, there's no way that you're getting all 10 pillars in a $69 a month system, training, or whatever it is you're doing. The reason I know is I'm in the industry myself, right? I give private lessons still to this day, and I know the cost to do that. Lastly, I have a pretty cool referral system set up so that you can actually get this entire thing for free if you refer 3 friends. So it's real simple. You refer 1 person, you get a 40% commission back to you. And so that takes it from a $69 a month price down to $41 a month. You refer a second friend, it takes it down to $16 a month for you. And as soon as you refer a 3rd friend, you get the whole thing for free, as long as the people you referred are still subscribed. And if you're not real sure still, you have a 7-day free trial to sign up and try this thing out. So you could get this thing for free right now today. Sign up, see if the videos that you're watching and listening to, see if you like them, see if you like the training program. And then if for whatever reason you don't like it, by day 6 you can cancel it and not pay a single dime. Because to me, it's not about the money, it's about giving you something of value that's going to take your game to the next level. And not just the value, giving you the best thing I can give you. So I hope this helps. Shoot me a message on Instagram if you have a question. You can email me at guardianangelbaseball@gmail.com. I'll put the link below to my community so you can sign up and try it out. And thanks for watching.